We're going to call the Commissioners Court to order.
All right.
I'll open us with a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity for us to meet, to discuss the business of the county. Lord, we ask your guidance, we ask your blessing, we ask your protection. Lord, we got some bad weather coming in, and we're asking you to put your arms around those folks that may have a problem heating their homes or that are stuck on the highways or traveling. Just get them home safe. We ask all these things in your Son's precious name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I don't believe that we've got any pending contracts, do we not?
Not that aren't on the agenda.
Okay. And where are those?
Well, they're on, we'll get to them.
Okay. All
I
right.
have 2 minutes, Judge.
Read and sign the minutes.
January the 9th and January 17th,
Okay.
if there's no
There any
objection.
questions or discussions about the minutes as presented? We entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Maxwell, second by Commissioner Raines. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, there you go. Motion passes. Number 2, discuss and consider proposed pending contracts and agreements. Sorry, I missed number 1.
We discussed it.
Nothing. Okay. Number 3, discuss and consider the Eastland County Historical Commission recommendation for its members and officers for the 2023-2024 term. Julie Elrod.
Yes. All these members that we have are actually being reappointed. There's not anybody new on there that we haven't already been before the board with. We elected our officers for the next 2 years, and this is our slate of our recommendations. We lost Jeannie Pruitt, and we've kind of had a year of rebuilding since that, because Jeannie did everything, and she really knew her stuff, and none of the rest of us did. So we've been kind of a learning process. We've been real fortunate to have Sarah McCleskey come on board. She worked with the Texas Historic Commission as a historian, so she's able to help us with these markers and things in a way we'd just been kind of stumbling through. So you can't not recommend, you can vote me down or anybody else, but leave Sarah on that board. Anyway, so that's kind of what, and we've got these markers that is going to be next on the thing that we are starting to work on a couple of markers thanks to Jim Farah, who is kind of running this through, and he's brought Judge Bailey with him today to talk about this latest one, or this first one that the board is getting behind and
This is
wanting to see happen.
2-year terms
2 year terms,
for,
yes.
for everybody?
Right, and then in 2 years, then we do it again. And I just did one page so the signatures are on the back.
Okay.
How many pages? Did I make enough copies that everybody's got one, or do you need more than? Because I gave you one.
You get the one
Did
I'm
you
signing.
sign?
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that, did
No,
I?
that's the one, that's the one I'm signing.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we? Yes.
Should I do we sign?
Is there any questions from the commissioners about the
Oh, today is.
slate of officers for the Eastland County Historical? Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And give us just a second where we can
think we're
Julie
gonna
needs
get-
to sign yours, and could I get a copy also?
Well, I
I
think she's
stupidly
giving me
didn't,
the-
I didn't sign,
Okay.
whatever y'all wanna do, I forgot to sign mine. Me first.
Yep, you'll send mine around too. Well, I'll have an original.
I'm just glad I remembered to print them out. Okay. All right, then who else's need?
Here, you need to sign this one too.
I
Look at that
already
one.
signed that one.
Oh,
Just
okay.
sign. Do I need to sign any more? How many do I need to sign?
I think that's it.
Okay.
You send it.
Okay.
Margaret. Keep this thing, try to keep this thing in order.
And Judge, I'm just putting down the motion was accepted for the recommendations.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, short and sweet.
I like it like that.
This is Donna's.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you need a copy? Are you?
You know what, I do, I probably,
Thank you.
but do we, okay, let me get one more sign for us.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that. Donna was right on the ball.
You,
Bless
Jimmy,
you.
Okay, who wants to go? Pass that around.
that's all this
Okay.
Thank you.
stuff blowing in with that north wind. Thank you. Good, James. Okay, we ready for number 4? Discuss and consider allowing the Eastland County Historical Commission to place a historical marker for the 11th Court of Appeals on the courthouse lawn.
Okay, that's what we're working on now with Jim Farah is, like I said, he's brought that to us, and we're all on board with it. And Terry Simmons, I guess, he's our chairman now. I was the chair, now I'm stepping down and gonna let Terry, because he has all the paperwork to present. And I think y'all have a little packet showing the pictures and whatnot. Did I?
I don't think we got that
I handed
yet.
them out.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's attached to the back of the narrative.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
There you go, thank you.
This one?
As Julie said,
Sorry.
Jim Farah brought this to the board, along with another marker to go in Ranger. The 11th Court of Appeals, as we all know, is a vital entity for the county, and because we're one of the smallest areas to have a court, we want to honor that court and its history. So, Jim had a gentleman do a narrative that we'll present with the marker application, but we also have to have permission from the property owner of where we want to place that marker. And this photo on the back is where we'd like it on the south side, on either side of the sidewalk, so people will see it as they come up to the entry of the court. And so we would just like to ask the court's permission to put the marker there once it's approved by the state. And that can take 12 to 18 months to get it approved.
Wow.
So we can't make the application until March 1. So we're just getting all of our ducks in a row and everything ready to go in with the application.
Is this paid through donations, or how's this?
Actually, Jim Farah is gonna take care of the costs, all the costs, the application fee and the marker fee.
Oh, wow,
He's gonna take care of all of it.
he's a good guy,
I think so too.
yeah.
So,
Okay, any questions for Mr. Simmons?
This would be in the way of any of the.
If we could, Judge Bailey had speak to this briefly, if we could, or.
Sure.
Because it's more than that. History, we're always under attack. Everybody wants to move this court.
No,
Oh,
very well.
That'd be devastating.
Chief Justice?
If I could just say a few words, Jim and Terry have done the lion's share of work on this. You just can't haul off and go get this. It takes a lot of work, and I can't remember. I'm not my dad, so I don't remember the gentleman's name. That's done all this work. But I visited with him several times to put this story together to get it. You're limited in what you can put on the marker. The significance for us is twofold. One is our court would celebrate its centennial in 2025. That's usually kind of a big deal. Dignitaries are invited to come to celebrate the court's centennial. Well, you need to do this work now in order to get the marker in time for
Sure.
2025.
Sure.
The other thing is anything that we can do to establish the base of the court, the home base here, is pretty important to us. And so you have the Austin Cloud Museum that Jim has spent so much time and effort on. A marker to market preserves its legacy here.
Yes, sir.
As far as the smallest cities in the world, I don't know. I remember Austin McLeod saying there can't be anybody within 50,000 of a community this small to have an appellate court in it. As far as Texas goes, we're talking about Tyler or Texarkana as the next largest cities to have an appellate court. So it's pretty important. And it's also important for the history of this county. The reason the appellate court's here is, I think, because of the oil boom at the time, kind of establishes this place in history with that. And we appreciate being the tenant of the county, and we would hope as our landlord, you would permit this to be located wherever it's most convenient, but somewhere on the grounds. The places that Terry and Jim have selected would be great. Anybody walking by would see that. But that would be my presentation, unless you have any questions.
No, sir, thank you. Thank you very much. And you guys are a very, very important entity to us and to this community. And I know there's been, ever since I've been here, there have been repeated efforts to try to move this to Midland. And so far, we've successfully fought that down. And quite a few employees that the state's employed here. So all of that, you guys are good tenants, to say that. Any questions for the Chief Justice?
I don't have any problem with it at all. I just want to make sure with Donnie that it's not going to get any sprinkler systems or anything like that.
Yeah, it would be on a pole, and so we would want to put it in the ground, and we would make sure that, we would have to get with Donnie
Yeah.
or whoever's in charge at that time to make sure it gets installed in the right place and it's not going to interfere with anything. So.
That time, you know something?
We're dealing with the state. They say 12 to 18 months. Who knows?
Yeah. Right now, he's doing pretty good, so he's got a pretty good shot, but we've just started my third week, so.
Judge, I believe the state sets the marker once we tell them where to put it, so you're out of the loop on that. Yeah, got that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Farrer. Any questions for Mr. Farrer or the Chief Justice or anything? I'd entertain a motion. Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
Judge,
Motion
at some
passes.
point, we would need to get something in writing to include with the packet, if that's okay.
Sure. Did you guys submit something to get signed, or?
We have a minutes.
I didn't even think, just the minutes would probably,
Okay. Well, we'd be happy to do that, but we've also, we just need permission from the court if there's something that needs to be signed after the
we've got
fact.
time, wait, I'm talking in that. We've got time, so if we get back with Sarah and see if there's something else, like a form that we should have signed, we'll bring it to the next commissioners meeting.
Okay.
But we'll have
Robert, would
approval.
you amend that to allow me to have the authority to sign that?
Yes, sir.
And
Second.
you second that? All those in favor say aye. Motion passes. Good enough. Good enough.
Thank you.
Good- Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you guys for doing this.
Yeah.
Donnie Gray, who may or may not be here in 18 to 20 months. Your presentation, sir.
Morning. Morning. This is stuff for the county judges to get rid of. A bunch of stuff Judge Fields had in his storage down below.
Looks like the whole office.
It's years of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is,
You say no.
yeah.
How are you
Let
going
me-
to dispose of this?
Let me correct that. This is not my stuff.
Well, probably scrap stuff again.
Okay, the court has to give you permission to dispose of how you're going to dispose.
Well, I mean, it's to do it, and then I don't know when they're gonna be ready. It may be 6 months before I take it to the scrapyard anyway.
Okay, so you want it declared salvage?
Salvaged for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Maxwell. Do allow Donnie to declare these 18 items salvage and at some point dispose of them out of the county's inventory. Is that correct? Yep. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
That's right.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Yes.
Is there anything we need to sign for that? Or just copies of the
just-
minutes?
What I took from here and put down in there.
Okay.
It's just a mic.
Oh,
Give
well,
a copy
Sonia-
of the,
okay.
copy of it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Donnie. This, and I guess that goes back to you, and then that comes off our inventory.
Yes, Sonia will take it off the inventory, but he needs to come back and tell the court how it was disposed.
Yeah, yeah. Item number 6, discuss and consider adding a dedicated fax line to the Veterans Service Office. Ruben Zarate.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Ruben.
How's everybody?
Doing good, buddy.
Do I begin? I was hoping on consideration on having a dedicated fax line to my office. As y'all know, I have to travel back and forth to Stephenville twice a week just to get things signed and turned into the Texas Veterans Commission over there. Every time I go twice a week, it's like, I turn in travel pay, it's 46 something, that I get reimbursed. If I do that 3 times or twice in a month period, or 4 times in a month's period, it just eats up my gas money or my budget. So I talked to the Texas Veterans Commission and they said, why don't you just get a dedicated fax line? You have an email. What we could do is we could email you documents. You could print those documents off, have the veteran or the veteran spouse sign it, and you can fax it back to us. And we can do that. Or you can fax and scan all your documents to us, and it'll be a whole lot faster and better for you and cut down on your travel time. As you know, I've been so busy down there. It's not a Monday thing no more. It's actually Monday through Sunday now. I've already conducted 6 funerals, having to deal with the DICs and all that, with funeral homes and all that, and then taking all their paperwork to Stephenville back and forth. It takes quite a time, and I just don't want to eat up all my budget that y'all gratefully gave me. Raised it to $1,000, which I'm grateful, but in about 6-7 months that'd be gone. So I'm trying to just consider how to do this the best way, and I think working with Michael Cross in Waco and his recommendations to me is awesome. Get a dedicated fax line, a single line to it. That way it's not tied up. They can fax me stuff and I can fax them back stuff. I
How
think,
much is this great idea gonna cost us?
I don't know.
About $480 a year. Is there any way you could get a scanner and just scan the email rather than,
Whatever we can do. I'm just trying to make it where, see, I didn't even turn in travel pay for December. There was no way I could do that. Because I went twice a week, all through December up to Christmas. So that right there that ate me up pretty quick, on budget wise. So I had to, I didn't turn anything in. So whatever you guys think, I gotta get back to the Veterans Commission and say, hey, they wanna do a different route. They want me to scan this and send it off. You know, do I even have a scanner down there? You know, what do I have? I mean, I don't know. I've already got my computer
I
up and
think you
running.
just have a printer, so you would need a scanner to scan to you could scan the document
Right.
and email it.
Well, whatever y'all think, I mean, I know I'm saying whatever y'all think, but I'm trying to figure out the way they do it compared to the way you guys want me to do it. You know, they want me to do it a certain way, because the way they have it set up and the way you want me to set it up, I don't know if it's gonna work that way or how it's gonna work. I'm just trying to eliminate me traveling twice a week to Stephenville every week, because I'm telling you, today I'll probably have about 8 or 9 veterans come in today, and then Tuesday I have 5 appointments for Tuesday, 2 for Wednesday, 3 for Thursday, and 2 for Friday. And if those documents have to be signed by somebody, then I have to take those documents to Stephenville so he can sign them. Then I got to bring them back to Eastland to make sure everything's correct, and then they got to sign it because I got to get the forms from them. So it's there, back, and then back again. So I'm just trying to eliminate all that. And I know it's, I mean, I don't want to be a burden to you guys, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, ever since I took over and everybody's, you know, found out there's a veteran service officer here, I mean, you can ask Donnie, it's just it's like a revolving door. And sometimes I got to come back up here, you know, on Mondays after 2:00, they call me, say, you there? I said, no, but I can meet you. So, and it's like that all week. Like even Sunday, yesterday I got 3 calls, you know. So I don't know what's the best way to do it. Veterans Commission said you need to get a dedicated fax line if you can, get it approved, and we can start working documents that way. So
Wouldn't email be the same?
Email, and that you're dealing with federal government, but fax is becoming very antiquated technology. And I can help you in the meantime till we get everything in place, because you can scan to your email from my copier. So until we get this all worked out and
Yes,
in
ma'am.
place,
Yes, ma'am.
we're happy to help you.
Okay.
Loretta, is there enough money in county records management to buy him a scanner?
So I don't even, I got a fuel budget, and then I got some other budget.
I don't know if it would really fall under county records management, but we could take it out of non-departmental.
Would you mind doing, just for my deal, would you mind talking to somebody down there and just saying, look, with, Loretta's right, I mean, people just don't hardly fax stuff anymore because you don't have a lot of times those faxes just get eat up somewhere along the way, and you don't ever do it with if you're scanning it, then you've got a pretty good record of going, hey, I sent it, it's showing it got delivered, et cetera, et cetera. And if they are hung up, you know, in the 20th century, then we can look at the fax deal.
Okay.
Was that meet with y'all's approval?
Yes, sir. I had lots of trouble with fax too. When we
Yeah.
just started doing email, and then we don't have no trouble no more, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get with the director of the Veterans Commission, Michael Cross, and ask him what he thinks about if I just get a scanner, how could I scan it to the Veterans Commission guy in Stephenville? Would that be secure enough for him, or, you know, on these documents? Because these documents, they got their social, the birthday, they got everything.
Yeah.
You know, the
No,
way
it should-
technology is now floating out there like that, you know.
No, it should be more secure than a fax, because a fax could be sitting on somebody's fax machine with people just walking by. If you scan it and email it, it goes to that person only, you know, so I
A lot of
don't know.
times a fax, if you get the wrong number, it may go to
Yeah.
Donna's office.
Yeah.
Well, with our current system, it could go there anyway.
This is true.
But anyway, I just, I'm trying to figure out a way to, not to eat up the budget so quick on my gas mileage, and try to do it a simpler way and a faster way. Cause
Yeah,
you know,
no,
going
I-
back and forth, that gets kinda old.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing that. Why don't we, table this for now? And then, you come back to the next commissioner's court and tell us what you found out as far as, and, get with Loretta too, as far
Sure.
as, what we can do to do this securely and, conveniently for the veterans. And if we gotta figure out where to come up $480, and we'll come up $480.
No.
But that's,
Well, a good scanner is probably gonna cost that anyway, but it'll be a one-time expense.
be one-time expense, not every time. So.
Yeah, well, I'll pitch in $200 on half of it.
No.
Anything to make my life easier down there. I didn't know it was gonna be this busy down there. I just thought it's just gonna, be just sitting down there waiting for somebody to come in, but it's just taking
Me too, I
off.
thought the same thing.
We got ourselves in
It
a
is.
pickle, didn't we?
It has not,
We're in a pickle now.
it has not been that at all.
Okay.
Okay, motion by Mr. Wilson to table it, and second by Mr. Raines. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. So this will be tabled for now. Okay, thank you, Ruben.
Thank
We'll
y'all.
We'll see you at the next, Commissioners
And I'll
Court
have,
meeting.
I'll have everything set up from what he tells me.
Okay,
Thank y'all very much.
and hopefully if there is some, if we are gonna look at the purchase of equipment or something, get with Loretta, and that way Loretta can say, hey, this is how much it's gonna cost us. And,
And if
And
it's,
so
listen, and I know y'all probably say no, but if I have to pitch in to get it, I'll put in my own money to get it, cause
No.
like I said, it's something I really need.
we're gonna figure something out
Okay,
for you.
sir.
We're just trying to figure out, because like I said, I go back to this deal about the fax machine going out. There are just very few people even use fax machines anymore. I don't wanna sit there and spend $480 on a dedicated line when we could got it for, something cheaper.
Right, okay, sounds good.
Good enough,
All right,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Number 7, presentation of racial profiling reports for the Sheriff's Office, Constable Precinct 1, and Constable Precinct 2, Chief Deputy Simpson, Constable Jernigan, and Constable Drusado. John?
Morning.
Morning.
I've handed out everybody a packet earlier that Sheriff Wager had put together on the racial profiling report. The first 9 pages breaks it down into numbers, and then the last 7 breaks it down into percentages. And I'll go over some of the numbers real quick, and then see if you have any questions. On the racial profiling report, it shows that the sheriff's office had made 507 traffic stops. Out of those, when it asked if the race or ethnicity was known prior to the stop, all 507 were no. When it broke down into race, there was 1 Asian or Pacific Islander. There was 49 blacks. There was 390 whites. There was 67 Hispanic or Latino. When it broke down into the gender of male and female, there was 176 females and 331 males. And then the packet, of course, it also breaks down race as well. As you flip through the pages, you can see, if it was a moving violation or a traffic violation, how it breaks down. Nothing in the report that was printed out shows that there is any racial profiling that took place at the sheriff's office, and we have not had any complaints of any racial profiling at the sheriff's office. Judge, I don't know how much you want me to go through and break down all these numbers or read them all off.
No, just if there's any questions from the commissioners. On page 3 at the back, contraband was fined on 16 times of all those stops. And then you see drugs was 11 times, weapons 0, alcohol 3. stolen property, 0. So these are assuming, and you and I both know the answer to the question I'm fixing to ask you, but I'm doing it for the commissioner's deal. This is a traffic stops for citation and warnings.
Correct.
Okay. So written warnings, it appears that y'all had 229 and citations you had 230. So you were kind of just pretty much breaking even. Now I'm curious, and you may not be able to answer this question, John. Since you guys will be taking over Gorman, who's going to be doing the racial profiling report? I'm assuming y'all are going to be doing the
We
racial
will.
profiling. Is that going to be rolled into these numbers, I would assume?
My understanding is they're gonna be rolled into these numbers. When I was talking with Sheriff Wager the other day on, once we're up and rolling and have taken over Gorman, if we were going to split up the stats for Gorman, or was the sheriff's office going to just take on all the stats for Gorman and the county? It's my understanding we're gonna take on the stats for the whole thing.
On
For
this
Gorman
part.
would be included into
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Any questions for the commissioners? We appreciate you coming in and doing this.
Yes, sir.
We need to accept the report.
Motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by Mr. Raines. All those in favor say aye. Pose same sign. Motion carries. Constable Drew Tadeau.
I think you got the next one, and this is gonna take me but a second, if you want to stay there. On both mine and Larry's, it's not the policy of our agencies to make traffic stops, and we both able to file exams, because somebody has to do something really messed up for me to stop them in my personal car. There's too much liability involved. So we're both, all should have both fires, it's filing exam.
Okay.
That's something that, just throw in on the fax machine thing a while ago. Hopefully they're in the 21st century, but I know I've dealt with the state some. And although it would really be easy to alter something and put it on a fax machine, I've been told, no, you have to fax this, because if you email it, you could alter it. And so hopefully they've changed that, but dealing with the state in the past, I've had that told to me, so just, he may come back and say they gotta have fax.
Well, I hear you. Okay, we did, we're gonna do both of those at the same time. So, motion by
Motion.
Commissioner Raines,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Pose same sign. Those are accepted. Is there anything for us to sign on that? No,
There wasn't,
just
Judge.
accepted for,
Yes.
consideration. Okay, item number 9. No, 8,
No.
excuse me. Discuss and consider allowing the sheriff to hire 2 deputies to cover the Gorman law enforcement contract and waive advertisement. Chief Deputy Simpson
Yes, sir.
in the house.
The only thing that I know about this was the sheriff had stated, since everything had been passed and we're taking over on February 1st, to move forward with, hiring 2 deputies. And he said that we have, paperwork out at all the different cogs and some of the, I don't mind, just went blank. Academies, for hire, and he asked that we were able to waive advertisement for the hire of these 2 deputies.
So does that mean he's got somebody in mind?
I think so.
Okay. And motion by Mr. Wilson, second by
I'll second.
Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Judge, is that
allow
a
the-
motion to allow it
Allow
and
allow it
waive?
to waive, to hire the 2 to cover the contract and waive the advertisement. And what the sheriff has indicated to me, and I don't want to speak on his behalf, is that the deputies will be assigned to Gorman, and I think he's talking about doing like a rotation.
So nobody works in Gorman and becomes complacent, as you
Yeah.
know what can happen. And so then we kind of get a well-rounded deputy where they also can learn the county and work in the county setting as well. What we have in mind right now is every pay period, every 2 weeks or 7 working days. Let's say if you were assigned to work in Gorman, you would work in Gorman for those 7 days. And then with the new pay period, we would move the deputy that was working in the county into the Gorman area and the deputy that was in Gorman out to the county setting. So kind of get a little bit of, you would rotate them out every pay period.
I'm losing track of how many guys you got. How often would I be assigned to Gorman then?
Every other week, as it would be right now.
Okay. Okay. Good enough. Any other questions for the chief deputy? Okay.
Did we, everybody vote?
Yeah.
All out, okay.
Yeah, and approved
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Do we need to say anything there?
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Judge, I didn't have anything.
Okay. Number 9, discuss and consider declaring an emergency to use dispatch fund balance and excess payroll funds toward a 25% match on the COG FEMA Public Safety Generator Grant Project. That's key.
This is a grant that is going through FEMA, and the cost of the project, and this is Land Communications, quote on this is $95,850. There is a 25% match, and additional costs that would be included in this is small concrete pads will need to be built for generators. Of the 25% match, part of it can be done in kind, so probably putting the pads in will be a cost we'll absorb, or dispatch will absorb. So what the sheriff is requesting, and I thought we could pay some of this out of dispatch's current budget, but, because I thought there was gonna be payroll, but there's not. So what I have in front of you is the emergency amendment to pay it out of fund balance for dispatch. The 2021 audit, and I've highlighted it, I don't know if your copies are still highlighted or not. The $112,440 fund balance is what's available. And then the 2022 dispatch revenue and expense, and the excess revenue over expenses, I have it on the 3rd page of that. What I'm calculating right now is $8,077.48. Auditors may have a couple of entries, but it should be pretty close to that. And then the 2023 budget showing revenue and expense also. So to move forward with this grant process, there is a letter that needs to be, well, first, funding source needs to be established, and then there's a letter that I believe Judge Holm will sign and send. And it's in your packet also.
The letter is.
So this is try to make it better out there, Miss Loretta? Is this what this is?
Well, what this is it's gonna have backup generators for all the towers.
Oh, I see.
So communication should not go down.
I see. Yes, ma'am.
And I think in the recent freeze maybe, and definitely the fires, there were issues.
And of course, kind of expound on what she's talking about, if we lose the ability to communicate, I mean, we can see the cell towers going down, but if we lose those radios, well, we've lost EMS, we've lost fire, and then we've lost law enforcement. So that's kind of a big deal. And the way this kind of shook out, I believe it was the COG said, originally thought it was a 10%. Well, when they started submitting stuff, the FEMA said, no, it's 25%. So then Jason went into a scurry trying to come up with the money, and then so we sat down, Loretta and I sat down with him and try to figure out how we could come up with that money, because you're leaving 100,000 on the table if you don't take advantage of this.
Right.
It's not an opportune time, but losing all your radio towers isn't an opportune time either, so,
Thank you.
yes.
And it'd come out of what fund?
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
Is this the qualify as a letter?
No,
No.
sir. The letter is farther back in the packet.
Is it this?
And,
Is it this one, Loretta?
it's actually, and the sheriff emailed you the letter, so you have it in electronic format.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Did I not put it in your packet?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
Not in this
Well,
one.
it's in mine.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I finally was right on one of these topics. So, to entertain a motion
I'll make a motion to declare an emergency.
okay?
Second.
Was this motion to have this
We have to
paid?
declare an emergency
Oh,
first.
declare first, okay.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Next motion.
And it was Robert, and who's second on that?
Randy.
Okay, Andy, okay. Okay, that went first.
And the second motion I would entertain is to use, we're not using the payroll funds. We're using
Fund balance.
fund balance,
Fund balance.
to match the 25%.
Dispatch fund balance.
Dispatch.
Yes.
Dispatch fund
Fund
balance.
balance to match.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Robert, second by Andy.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
And that motion, motion allows the judge to sign any documents relating to this grant.
And allow.
Take care of it, Robert.
Yeah, he's all over it. All those in favor, say aye. Motion, or opposed, same sign. All right, number 10.
Oh, wait, Donna, that top form,
This one, or you
no,
want,
in your left hand,
this one,
that
Sorry,
needs to
they
be
missigned.
sent around for signatures, yeah.
No, just the judge signs it.
Oh, just the judge, okay.
Your other
There you go,
left,
Judge, that other left.
your other left.
This
hand.
one doesn't need to be signed at all right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Judge, I believe I need to sign.
Yeah, you do. And the
And
county
yes.
clerk needs to sign it as well. Number 10, discuss and consider renewal of liability insurance coverage through Texas Association of Counties Risk Management Pool. Ms. Key, when you get done signing.
Okay, and Donna, I'll tell you about that in just a minute.
Okay, perfect.
It is time to renew our liability coverages, which you have this page, I think I put this, okay. So it's auto liability, auto physical damage, general liability, public officials liability, and law enforcement liability. I guess the first thing I need to know is, does the court want to continue with Texas Association of Counties Risk Management Pool? And if so, then I will need the liability questionnaire signed.
Do you recommend anybody else, Miss Loretta?
Actually, they know counties. We have no problems when we have a claim. They pay quickly, they understand the issues that counties deal with, and they've been very good to us.
Some other providers, I don't think, are, just going back to my municipal background, sometimes you can find cheaper liability, but they got no clue what you have to do with police cars and everything, so,
I know they've been good at precinct 3.
yeah. Any other questions for Ms. Key?
Motion.
I mean, some of these still have some of the equipment that we no longer have listed on it. I gave her a list earlier that.
Yes, and there is a change form. I don't know if you can see the highlight in this, it's very faint. But there are several of these that are highlighted that have been changed. Sonia was working on that last week, to get things that y'all were telling her weren't right changed. So this is actually the change form we're sending in. We're not sending them the list, we're just sending this change form in addition to what changes they've already made. Okay?
Miss Sonia asked me to look over mine, Miss Loretta, and I brought it, the equipment that we sold the other day on Gov Deals, and, I guess just give it to her in a little bit, or email it.
Yes, if you would email it to her.
Okay.
She's not here today.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you'll email it to her, then makes changes all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
So those may be some of the changes that have already taken place.
Yeah, and some of these are dated from last year, expiration date. She told me that means that's when they took them off.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that either, cause mine was on there and I highlighted, sent back, and she emailed me, said, well, it shows 2/12 when the expiration date was for the insurance. That's because
You
that's
got
the
one
date.
for me to sign, or am I signing this one?
No, you'll have this one right here, Judge.
Okay.
It's a motion to renew the liability insurance coverage.
I would entertain that motion.
Okay, Ronnie?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's second?
I'll second.
Ron?
Second by
Okay.
Commissioner Lane.
Okay.
No, any further discussion?
Yeah, that's good to know.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries to stay with TAC.
I didn't realize that's all it did.
And if you will sign mine also.
Number 11 is discuss and consider accepting and filing and purchasing acknowledgements as required in local government code, section 262.037. Ms. Key.
Okay, can we finish this before I start into that one? Please,
Yeah,
that's done.
Do we have
that's
paperwork?
done.
And I just need that one page.
Do we have paperwork for number 11? Anything?
Yes, you should have,
What does it look like? Is it this big packet right here?
yes, okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am, sorry.
Thank you. You need a copy of this signature, Loretta?
No, ma'am, I got.
You got yours?
I
Okay.
have one. Okay, so what you have in front of you is, a list of all the current employees and officials, and everything in green, and I did it in green for you this time.
Thank you so much.
These are the ones that we have signed acknowledgements on file, and these are the purchasing acknowledgements stating that anybody that's going to purchase for the county has read Government Code 262. So there are just a few people right now that I still need acknowledgements from. But they're supposed to be filed with the court, so Donna has all the originals in her packet.
Okay, so what do we need to do as far as rounding up our stragglers?
You need to email and tell them. to
Yeah,
straggle.
probably another email saying if they are going to purchase anything at all, they need to sign one.
Okay.
Well, the district clerk was in the process of switching, and I'm sure that's the reason why all
Yes.
them missed.
Yes, and I think some people don't understand that booking a hotel room is a purchase,
Right.
or I think they're thinking big purchases,
Right.
ordering supplies. So,
Yeah. Okay, are we accepting just the list that you presented? Presented?
yes, and Donna has all the original certificates, so need to accept those also.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna consider accepting these acknowledgements as recorded in local government code 262.037. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Motion.
Motion,
I'll say.
motion, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Sorry,
I
I was
knew where
already,
you were at, Judge.
I was rereading number 11 because I
He
was
trying to
told,
prevent something.
I was, yeah, I was thinking that Loretta was gonna make me read all of the 11, like I'm having to read number 12. So, number 12, here we go. Accept certificates of course completion on the Open Meetings Act and Public Information Act. So I have to,
I've got two. I've got mine too.
okay, there you go. So we have, so I have to read all of these individually? Did you just make that up?
I sent Shelby a list so she can do the same thing for open meetings and everything we're doing right now.
Huh?
It'd be much easier for the court to have the list.
Thank you.
That's cybersecurity, that's.
Oh, yeah, that was that
That's,
one there.
that's another one.
Yeah, that's another one I gotta read. I think,
Yeah, I already
we
did.
reading that one today too.
Yeah.
Except for the first one, for me to say.
You gotta turn it in.
Okay, so,
So if you'll read them into the record.
okay, James Crenshaw has completed the, open meetings and public information. Judge Hullum has completed both of those as well. Jason Wager has completed open meetings and public information. That goes with mine. Andy Maxwell, that's cybersecurity. Andy Maxwell has completed public information, open meetings. This is cybersecurity. I think all the rest of them are gonna be cybersecurity.
And here's Kathy's judge.
Okay, and Kathy Gento has completed open meetings and public information. Cybersecurity, the following will be for cybersecurity.
You want the court to take action on those? On
Yeah.
the open
Oh,
meetings?
Yeah,
motion to accept
motion to accept,
those,
I'll make it do it.
okay?
okay, Robert
James a second.
and
Robert
James. Okay.
and, Mr. Crenshaw, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, now we're gonna
Okay.
take,
And do I get those, Loretta? for
Yes,
the-
those go to you.
Yeah, so you don't have to keep up with them. Is that a good thing?
that's a great thing.
Oh, hold on. Oh, those are cyber, okay.
All of these are gonna be cybersecurity. Okay, so the following have successfully completed the cybersecurity awareness. Christina Dodrell, Lisa Johnson, Reagan Patel, Ronnie Wilson, John Alexander, Andy Maxwell, Carol Britton. You got somebody got a sense of humor putting these things in upside down. Kathy Gento, some lady named Donna Robertson,
Okay, you got those two.
Robin Caruth, Carolyn Williams, Christina Dodrell, Darla Tyner, John Alexander,
She did it twice.
Now you're losing me because now I lost the last 5 people. 'cause you repeated.
what'd you need me to do, Christina?
Start over.
Start over, yeah.
After Ruth, after Robin. Who was after
Who's
Robin?
after Robin?
Williams.
Hang on.
Yeah, Miss Christina did 2 of them.
Yeah, next time we'll do this different. I guess she's not on that deal. Okay, after Robin Caruth is Carolyn Williams.
Okay.
You, again.
Why you looking at me?
Darla Tyner, John Alexander, Kaylee Carlton, Lisa Johnson, Raina St. Peter. You good? Reagan Patel, Ronnie Wilson, Shannon Hart,
Passed.
Barely.
Sonia Neal, Wendy McDade, Robert Raines, Summer Olvera, Becky Rogers, Jay Druzado, John Glenn, Brenda Miller, Ricky Feist, Wendy Irwin, David Bosecker, Randall Feltz, Justin Harris, Colby Jackson, Wendell Light, Elton McCoy, Jesse Overton, Joshua Pascal, Daniel Piper. If I didn't have to read these, y'all are in trouble.
No.
April Rice, John Simsick, Jessica Trammell, Larry Watson, Jason Wager, Tammy Stubblefield, Zoe Barnett, I think that's how you say her name, Lisa Brown, Lynn Brownlee, Jordan Duck, Sierra Fraley, Brianna James, Justin Martin, Andrea Maxwell, Salvador Marino, Stacy Parker. The rest will be continued next Commissioners Court meeting. Mary Robertson, Alex Rodriguez, Mark Smith, James Teague, Candace Tucker, Marissa Gillen, Ashton Hammett, Bailey Knowles, Susan Main, Joshua Miller, Timmy Nichols, Elisa Peoples, Jeanette Ramirez, Alyssa Spruill, Darla Tyner, Leanna Winters, Ronald Hall, Blake Brandstetter.
What is
Here's
the
these,
fifth and sixth one?
fifth and sixth.
I
I
forgot
think
to
you've
write
already
that down.
said
Could you
those.
go
I think
through that
those
one more time?
duplicates.
Yeah, these are duplicates because
Okay.
there's Christina and
And-
Jay Druso,
and Jay.
Reagan Patel, Lisa Johnson. Yeah, these are all,
We'll just put them there.
gosh, that was
Thank
painful.
you, Judge. That was painful.
And Andy Maxwell. Let's
Oh,
not
and
forget
Andy
Commissioner
Andy
Maxwell.
Maxwell. Okay.
So, motion to accept certificates of course completion for cybersecurity.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Raines. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 9/11 update and cooperative dispatch. Chief Deputy Simpson, is there a 9/11 update dispatch? Okay. We'll just say none then. Update on county burn ban.
We're good.
We're good, just leave
Yeah.
it on?
No
Let the-
action.
Waiting on that rain.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we
Or
can't,
snow.
Yeah, well, either one of them.
be kinda hard to remove that betting on the come card about us getting the
Yeah.
rain. Personnel matters?
Yes, you each have a list. And the time period for this report is, it looks like this.
Yeah.
Okay. January 3rd through January 17th. During that time period, there was one full-time corrections officer and new hire and one full-time telecommunicator employment termination.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the report.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell to accept the personnel report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Number 17, budgetary and appropriative matters. A, certification of additional revenue and presentation of additional revenue.
Yes, I believe there are 6. The first one is $9,310 received from the city of Gorman. It was deposited into general fund, credited to city of Gorman contract overtime. And I am asking the court to increase the expenditures listed in the bottom of the last paragraph. They do total $9,310. And this is in the sheriff's budget. The next one is $6,840 received from the city of Rising Star. It was deposited into general fund and credited to the city of Rising Star contract revenue. And this one also, I'm asking the court to increase sheriff budget lines as stated in the bottom paragraph. And they also add up to $6,840. The next one is $126.40 received from Eastland Iron and Metal Recycling. It was deposited into Road and Bridge, credited to sales income. I'm asking the court to increase precinct 4 materials expenditure line by the same $126.40. After that, $23,150 received from the state comptroller for the Texas General Land Office. It was deposited into grants fund, credited to TXGLO MIT grant for the Lake Leon Dam improvements, and I'm asking the court to increase the grants expenditure line TXGLO MIT grant by the same amount. Then $5,031.30 received from the state comptroller for Texas Juvenile Justice Division. It was credited to juvenile probate, or it was deposited in juvenile probation and credited to regionalization grant R revenue line. This is for juvenile services. I'm asking the court to increase juvenile probation external contracts expenditure line by the same amount. The next one is also for juvenile probation, $6,600 received from the state comptroller for Texas Juvenile Justice Division, deposited in juvenile probation checking, credited to regionalization grant R. It's also for juvenile services, and I'm asking the court to increase juvenile probation external contracts by the same amount.
Okay, any questions or comments from the commissioners? I'll entertain a motion to certify the additional revenue
Motion.
as presented.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. I think I got all this.
That's good. Here you go, Donna.
Next one will be this one.
Oh, you gotta sign it too, don't you?
I already signed it.
Oh.
She did.
Okay. All right. Emergency amendments and presentation of emergency amendments.
No, sir, we took care of that.
We took care of that earlier. Okay. Amendment changes by fund, presentation of budget adjustments.
Yes. There are 2 pages. I think that's what you have right there. Okay, is it just 1 page?
Yeah.
Okay, I made that up. You'll see in the far right column that these are adjustments within budget. There's also ARPA adjustments that were approved previous court, but nothing unusual. And I did correct a certification of additional revenue in the middle of the page.
Okay. Any questions or comments by the commission? We'll entertain a motion for the amendment changes by fund.
I'll make
Motion by Mr. Raines,
Second.
second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number D, report of financial condition report.
Yes. And we have, the December monthly and then the regular report for today also. And I will start with the December. The first section is the combined statement of cash position for December, and this is reconciled balances as of, general ledger balances as of the end of December. General fund checking, $2,472,910.14. Tax pool, $331,102.88. First Financial Bank CDs, $847,263. Texas Bank, one CD, $250,000. Schertz Bank, one CD, $250,000. Prosperity Bank, one CD, $250,000. Tax pool Prime, $521,297.94. Texas Class, $510,182.61. Total general ledger balance, all funds on deposit for general fund, $5,432,756.57. Road and Bridge checking, $1,217,842.64. If you will skip down to Fund 26, which is the ARPA funds, checking $533,764.29. ARPA CDs, $750,000. Texas Class, $500,130.14. Total general ledger balance, all funds on deposit for ARPA, $1,783,894.43. The rest of the funds are listed, and then on page 4, total general ledger balance, all funds on deposit, $12,352,217.23. There are 2 totals pages. When we get to the combined statement of revenue and expense, you'll see month-to-date revenue and expense, and then year-to-date revenue and expense. General fund revenue as of the end of December, $4,521,445.16. Expenditures, $2,869,086.40. Road and Bridge revenue, $1,332,404.09. Expenditures, $368,601.37. The remainder of the funds are listed. And then on page 3, there are totals for month-to-date and year-to-date. The next section is the combined statement of cash receipts and disbursements, showing December's beginning cash balance, cash receipts, cash disbursements, and ending cash balance by fund and account type. And as of the end of December, we were in a good cash position and a good revenue to expenditure position. There are 6 pages of that report. The next you will see the management report from First Financial Bank. These are securities, pledged securities for our funds on deposit. And on page 2, on the right, it's at the top, but it says total pledged. Far right, pledged market value, $11,459,768.29. And then Prosperity Bank also gives us a pledged security listing, and the market value is the second column from the right, $149,385.18. The next report is the interest earned in all the accounts, and on page 2, the current column is this year, or current year to date, and this is as of December. Interest earned $45,596.91. In the history column, last year, same time, we had earned $3,199.51. We're doing much better. The next report is the scheduled lease payments, and it shows the 4 lease purchase agreements for road and bridge equipment.
Then you'll see the spreadsheet of the month-ending bank account totals for December. As of December 31st, 2022, the amount of cash and assets in the custody of my office was $10,719,482.81.
In the investment report, we will go over that. So we still have the 3 CDs. Okay, why are they showing? I don't know.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Raines. All those in favor say aye.
To accept the report and the affidavit as presented by the treasurer.
As presented.
So,
Circulate that way.
Okay. I'll go ahead and let you.
So that's the investment report.
this one,
Financial.
E.
Financial.
how you want? You want just,
Gentlemen, would you please disregard that report?
we'll present it again?
Which one?
It's for fiscal year 2022. The
Oh, it
fifth
is.
section.
All of the reports.
Yeah.
We'll present it again next court.
Yeah, well,
So you don't need this after all?
I'll redo it next court, so it will go with the
Okay.
monthly report. I was
There
trying
you
to
go.
figure out why it was.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll present this again next court.
All
Sorry.
right.
I'll go ahead and present January because it is fiscal year 2023.
It wasn't up to date, Miss Ware, maybe a couple of pages on anything different?
No.
No, sir, the amounts weren't matching
Oh.
when
If
I
you
was
look at
going
this
through it.
column here, it
Yeah.
says 2022 instead of
Oh, yeah.
2023.
So we're not accepting the December?
No.
Take it, okay, so that whole
So-
motion just take out, correct?
Table it?
I don't know, would it take a motion to,
Withdraw the motion?
To withdraw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that just to make sure.
Motion to withdraw.
We need a motion to withdraw the previous motion that was passed.
That was your motion.
Okay, Ronnie, okay,
And I'll
So-
second it.
okay, Robert, okay.
Remember, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Raines, all those in favor to withdraw our approval, say aye. Nay, same sign. Okay, so. All right, investment report.
we'll go over that in just a minute. If I could go ahead and do the January report.
Okay,
This has the same first 3 sections, combined statement of cash position for January, and I will go ahead and read them because these are correct numbers. These are unreconciled numbers. General fund checking, $2,162,206.25. Tax pool, $336,357.54. First National Bank, Wichita Falls, that is our new ICS account, $500,000. First Financial Bank CDs, $617,710. Texas Bank 1 CD, $250,000. Schertz Bank 1 CD, $250,000. Prosperity Bank 1 CD, $250,000. Tax Pool Prime, $530,517.94. Texas Class, $519,221.81. Total general ledger balance, all funds on deposit for general fund as of January 20th, $5,416,013.54. Road and Bridge, checking $1,297,131.66. If you will go to Fund 26, which is the ARPA grant funds, Checking $822,280.36. Texas class $508,991.29. Total general ledger balance $1,331,271.65. The remainder of the funds are listed. And then on page 4, general ledger balance, all funds on deposit for the county as of January 20th, $12,448,294.59. There are 2 totals pages. Then the combined statement of revenue and expense. And general fund, it's month to date and year to date. General fund, year to date, revenue $5,298,354.40. Expense $4,406,726.94. Road and bridge revenue $1,664,438.64. Expense $819,085.08. The rest of the funds are listed. The third section is the combined statement of cash receipts and disbursements, showing January beginning cash balance, cash receipts and cash disbursements, and ending cash balance by fund and account type as of January 20th. And I can say for sure that as of January 20th, the county is in a good cash position and revenue to expenditure position.
So are we gonna get updated report?
For December, I'll just file it next Commissioner's Court.
Okay. Okay.
So none of this will be in there, even the investment report?
The investment report we're going to go over.
We're going, okay, so the rest comes out.
But Kathy will probably want it
To
in.
see, okay. I'll just kind of take the investment report out.
Okay, motion to accept the January
January.
report. Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Financial report, or investment report, excuse me. We kind of skipped.
It's like this, it's on the back of that first packet. we
That
didn't
first
accept.
packet.
Okay, on the first packet.
Yeah, it's last page.
Okay.
Okay, so there've been changes, in the general fund investments. I'm going to kind of go over these individually. The first one, which is CD ending 5468 for $490,000. That one matured January 1st. As of the end of December, it was still there, and it will show that it was redeemed on the January report. The next one, which is the OPEB CD, you'll see on that one, it accrued interest of $38.70. There was a second interest payment, which is showing as the deposit of $10.32. And then we withdrew $117,720.32. So that one has a zero balance, and that's the one ending in 5460. Then the $250,000 below, the second one, 5489, matured in, oh, we opened a new one. Okay, are these both the new ones?
The two at the bottom, that's 250.
Okay, okay. So the second 250, the 5489, was a new purchase, an 11-month CD at 4% interest. And the bottom one, which is the $117,710, that is actually OPEB. It was purchased also for 11 months at 4%. The Shirts Bank, I don't think anything happened with that. Texas Bank, Shirts Bank did renew, didn't it? Or was that before? Okay. All right, Texas Bank did renew. It's a 12-month CD. It renewed at 2.5%. Then Prosperity Bank, you'll see it started at $250,000. The negative deposit was actually the early withdrawal fee. We withdrew $249,691.78, and this is the one we decided to go ahead and do an early withdrawal because it was paying 0.25%. You'll see we reinvested that $250,000 just below it. It's a 12-month CD, and we're getting 2.8%. And the OPEB CD, we also took an early withdrawal just to get the higher interest rate. And then next you'll see the money market, which is the ICS account with First National Bank, Wichita Falls. $500,000 was set up. Texas Class, Texpool Prime, and Texpool.
That actually wasn't done until January. When I redeemed the $9,000.
Okay, I think your paperwork showed December entry maybe. I don't know.
Well, we had
But-
started the process of opening it.
Okay,
Then doing the paperwork, but it wasn't funded
okay.
until January.
And then the section below is the American Recovery Plan Act funds. You'll see Texas Class. And the collateral on the cash balances and bank certificates of deposit was adequate for the period. And this report is made in accordance with provisions of Government Code 2256, the Public Funds Investment Act. The investments held in the Eastland County portfolio comply with the Public Funds Investment Act and with the county's investment policies and strategies.
Okay. Motion. Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Raines. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Number 18, bills and claims and accounts.
No, you got financial reports, Judge.
Yeah.
Number
I thought we
F.
had financial report.
That was
No,
just-
that was the investment report. Financial reports.
These are the reports from the other offices that are presented. You should have one from, tax office, which is the Department of Motor Vehicles, two of those, January 9th through January 15th, and January 2nd through January 8th. Yeah. And then one from the appraisal
Appraisal.
district. And where did it go?
The appraisal one looks like this, Judge.
Okay.
Right there.
This one here?
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, I'm looking for the,
motor
I
vehicle.
think these are all the bills. I took
Would
the,
he have the motor vehicle?
Shelby put
They may
all of
not
these
have gotten
together.
printed.
They may have not gotten printed
Okay.
for you.
All right, well, go ahead.
Okay. And the appraisal district, it is the December report, and if you will look back at the, just a second, let me find the correct page. Yep, I didn't present that. They usually have a percentage on the history summary, which is the first 2 pages. But you can see the 2022 taxes, the beginning balance was $3,339,143.68. And the total that is still due of that amount is $2,811,007.76.
So we just have those 3 reports, Judge.
Okay. Want to entertain a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Now, bills and
Yes.
No bills. Now the bills.
There are 7 sets of bills. The first one is January 20th payroll. This is all payables other than workers' comp and unemployment. The next one is also January 20th payroll. That is gross wages. Then January 10th, health reimbursement arrangement. This was employee reimbursement. The next one is January 18th, that's Comdata, that will be paid today. Then January 23rd, regular payables for today. January 25th, that is ARPA payables, and those are ready to be paid today also.
24th and 25th is still on our budget.
We got approval on that one, okay. Then there is the January 24th, 44,575, which is an ARPA payable also.
6, 7, I have 7 reports?
Yes.
Okay.
the one that we did before then, I can't find, so maybe it's in there.
The, which one?
The ones that,
Financial report.
The DMV stuff,
the D&D
Yeah.
stuff?
you probably got it in the email. But
Yes.
Yeah,
You didn't know what it was. but-
okay. Good enough. Anyway, on our bills and claims and accounts, can entertain a motion.
To pay bills?
Motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I got this one.
Let's see. Yeah,
The other offices send those to you directly
through an email.
through an email.
Okay.
Donna, I had district clerk also, but if you don't have it, it probably wasn't printed.
Okay, yeah.
I might want to check on that
Okay.
for next time.
And put it in for next time, district.
Okay, I did take Rex's name off of that one, the health reimbursement.
Oh, sorry, that's the one, another word. I might, or might not.
Does she normally just send that to the judge?
No, it should,
It should come to Kathy?
yeah, but she submits a paper copy to Kathy, I believe.
Oh,
You want me to put these in order for you?
Oh, please, if you don't mind. Okay, she normally, okay, look for paper copy.
Not even on purpose.
So what were the ones that,
That you were missing?
the DMV?
From the tax office.
Yes, 2 from the DMV to be the tax office, and then there was 1 from appraisal. I think you had
I got
this
the
one.
appraisal one, yeah.
Yes, you just didn't have
So I didn't
these
get the
2.
DMV one? I don't remember
And
that.
there might have been, Loretta said, 1 from the district clerk, which we'll do for next time.
I don't remember seeing those.
Those at
come in
all?
on even on an email.
You might ask Shelby.
Yeah.
Second.
What?
I'll make
Hold
the
on.
motion.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Wilson to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. You're adjourned.
If you
Hey,
can't find it, I'll make copies for you.
okay. Hey, Shelby. Did we get, financial reports from DMV?